What is going on, guys? Jesse here. So this is the Apple Watch Series 7 and it's actually the first smartwatch that I've daily driven for more than a couple of weeks. I've had this thing on my wrist day and night for pretty much the last 3 months, and there's some things that I've noticed that I'd like to share with you guys. So here is my long-term review of the Apple Watch Series 7. So first of all, I just want to address the differences between the Series 6 and 7 because I feel like that'll be the question on a lot of people's minds. And the good thing is that it'll only take a second because there's only two things that are different. One, slightly bigger screen, which I mean honestly doesn't really make that big of a difference. Like you get a full-size keyboard now and everything is slightly less cramped, but that's about it. And number two is slightly faster charging. So Apple claims up to 33% faster charging on the new model, which I think for this category of product actually makes a pretty big difference. But it is worth noting that it only works with the new charger that comes in the box. So even if you have a power brick with enough wattage, you still need to use the new charging puck. Which also means if you have a third-party charging dock like I do, you're only going to get those older charging speeds. And I'm a person that only takes the Apple Watch off for showers, and I even keep it on when I sleep. So that means the only time that I have to charge it is about 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening, which for the most part is good enough, but I find that about once a week, I need to leave it on the charger for a more significant amount of time to really top it off. So it would be really nice to be able to get those extra speeds, but to my knowledge right now, there aren't any third-party docks right now that support the newer charging speeds. But yeah, that's everything new compared to last year's model, and I think for most people out there, it's definitely not worth it to upgrade if you already have the Series 6. But that doesn't mean this still isn't a great smartwatch, because I'm going to be honest, I have really been enjoying using this. So I think with this smartwatch, or really any smartwatch for that matter, there's kind of two categories of stuff that it does. The first is all the fitness and health tracking stuff, and then there's also what I'm going to call all of the other smartwatch stuff like notification management, apps, and performance, and just that sort of thing. So as far as the other smartwatch stuff goes, this does it all really well. Pretty much anything you would expect of a smartwatch right now, this excels at. There's a ton of different watch faces to choose from that gives you options in terms of customization, as well as what kind of info you would want to show on there. So really happy with that. It's also very comfortable and lightweight, and I find that once it's on my wrist, I can pretty much forget that I'm wearing it. The Apple Watch also pretty much has the best selection of bands to choose from, as well as the band switching system of any smartwatch out there. You just press the button that's on the back side of the watch to slide them out, and it's super easy. I've got a total of 3 bands right now, and just a warning about the Milanese loop, I think it's really nice, but it's held in place by a magnet and it loosens over time, so I find that I have to retighten it throughout the day, which I just find kind of annoying. Another thing about the physical design that I really like is just the fact that it's a square display rather than a circular one that you find on most Android smartwatches now. And I know this is a pretty controversial take, but when the screen size is already this small, the square display just makes a lot better use of space when you're trying to display information like in a notification. Also, in terms of notification management, it does a very good job as well. I used to miss calls and notifications all the time because I just couldn't feel the vibrations in my pocket, but now that I have the watch, it just doesn't really happen anymore, which that alone makes it worth it in my opinion. And while we're on the subject, the vibration motors in the Apple Watch are unusually satisfying. Like the haptics in the watch just make it feel like someone is gently tapping you on the wrist anytime you get a notification or an alarm rings, which is just one of those things where you don't really know what I'm talking about until you've tried other smartwatches and then also tried the Apple Watch. And it really does a lot to make the watch feel a lot more premium and more well put together. Anyways, the thing that I think really changed my life ever since getting this watch though is all of the fitness and health tracking features. So obviously you can track all of your workouts and it'll record all the pertinent data like the number of steps, heart rate, and that sort of thing. But I mean, every smartwatch does that. What I think really sets the Apple Watch apart though from the rest of them is the community around it. Like, chances are you know a good amount of people with the Apple Watch already, and one of the cool things you can do with other Apple Watch users is share your fitness activity with each other, and you'll get notifications anytime either of you finish a workout. And you can also check up on the progress everyone is making on closing their rings every day. And I just think that does a lot in encouraging you to live a more healthy lifestyle, which is just awesome. The disappointing thing though, and this is classic Apple effect in action, is that even if other smartwatches have this sharing feature, the network of Apple Watches around is just so much larger than any of the other brands out there that it becomes a much less compelling feature when it's not the Apple Watch. The other health related thing that I found myself actually using was the sleep tracking. The one that comes stock on it is alright, but an app that I really recommend you check out if you're interested in this is AutoSleep. It just gives you a lot more data on how you sleep and things you can do to feel better rested. And for me, it's actually made a pretty big difference in my life. The watch also has some other sensors in it like the ECG monitor, but I think it's not really at the point where it's accurate enough to really be useful for anybody who would actually need that sensor. So I just wouldn't get this watch for those reasons. But as far as the watch overall, I think if you're on the fence about getting an Apple Watch and you're at all interested in fitness or health, this is a great thing to have in your tech arsenal. Most of the stuff that I mentioned is nothing new to smartwatches, so again, if you already have a Series 6, then maybe pass on this one. But if you have a Series 4 or 5, or you just don't have a watch at all, and you're looking to get a replacement or your first watch, might as well get the new one. Anyways, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. And if you enjoy content like this, think about subscribing and hitting the bell so you don't miss anything. As always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.